Okay, so I'm gonna go with this colour for Morty's hair. It's quite thin, so I'm gonna spin off 2 bobbins and we'll double feed the gun on this one. So I'm back in a sec. Okay, so we're all threaded up. Brown acrylic, the exact colour I cannot remember. So brownish is all we're gonna get. So we're gonna go around the outline, then we'll do straight lines. Repeat, and that should be fine. Should be fine. I always find that when I first turn the gun on, I'm a little bit rusty, even if it were like day before. So bear with me while I get into the flow. A little bit wide there. I'll just pull that back a little bit. You do have a little bit of movement in there, but occasionally you can pull out the blacks. Don't forget to grab that and pull that down. So I've just realised I've been talking for ages and I weren't recording it, which could be a blessing actually. I was saying the black looks a little bit sketchier, so I might just rip it out and redo it just to be sure. Always best to pull it out and start again because it's that easy. It's quite forgiving, the old Tufting Gun. Okay, so sometimes it's easier to go right to left. It's actually comfier. One thing I did notice yesterday after tufting for about 4 hours was my wrist and my fingers this morning on my little hand. That's crazy. These fingers were absolutely in agony, felt arthritic. So you can get a vibration glove or a vibration reducing glove. So that's what I'm going to do. Very, very much advised. So I've got to be careful not to go too far into this zone now from there, because that's started to concave a little bit. Might be a bit too close together. So I'll go through a few threads up. One thing I'm dreading is the shaving bit, because I did make a bit of a cock up on the wolf. The shaver in the cradle, I didn't fasten it tight enough and it slipped, and so I'm going across it like this, not realising that it's tipping to the side, going a bit lower, a bit higher. So I ended up like, I don't know what, looked like a motorway flyover, just different levels. Right, that's that bit done. And then we've got this bit here. As you're doing this, like infilling in these black, inside the black lines, you're creating this additional boundary. It pushes the black, like forces it together, and when I infill this bit, it'll make the black into a proper line. Whereas if you look at minute, you crap yourself because it just looks like a bomb's exploded. So you doubt yourself when you first look at the other side, which is why I tried not to, but it's really important that you do. Keep checking it as you go along. It's a lot like the world of joinery, I guess, where you measure twice and cut once, or not actually, because this is, as I say, it's quite forgiving, and you can just pull shit back out if you put too much in. So yes, scrap that. I'm talking shit. I realised that was not the case. So his hair is the alright colour. Happy with that. What I'm going to do next is, I've got the whites for this. I nearly bought like a speckly white today, but it would have made him look like maybe a Butlins blue coat. It was just a bit too entertaining. I just thought I was going to make it a bit different, so it was like a white wall with just flecks through it. But I chickened out and I stuck to standard white, to be fair. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just going to thread up with either the white or the blue. 1 second. So for this bit, I've chosen that colour, and I have compared it to various images online. And you know what? The colours change often. It depends where you're looking. So his hair on one picture might be burgundy, on another it's brown. That might look like a jade, on another it might be like a whitey blue. But we're going to go with this one. So I'm just going to wind that into a little woolly acrylic ball, or whatever it's called. I'm back in a second. So when I've wound it, it goes into that kind of, you know the score, little ball. I always make sure, I don't know why, could be a bad habit, that I pull from the middle. So when that's pulling out, it's nice and straight and there's no tension. Okay. What I've found is when you take it from outside, it makes the ball spin all over, even when it's on like a bit of dowel holding firm. So might be something I've messed up on. I don't know how to operate a winder properly. I don't know, but that's like hassle free. I think the only issue is when you get down to end. Well, in fact, there is no issue really. It kind of unwinds regardless. It just feels better this way. Anyway, I'm gonna double this up into gum and wind another ball really quickly, and then we'll crack on with this bit. Lovely.